Hi and welcome to another Turbo review. Today I'll be reviewing Transformers Dark of the Moon Track Battle Roadbuster. In 2011, Hasbro released the Roadbuster figure as part of the Dark of the Moon line. Several months later, he was repainted as a Walmart exclusive. This is his review. Roadbuster is a NASCAR track car, modeled after Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s number 88. Unlike his character model in the Dark of the Moon movie, he sports no extra armor or weapons in this mode. The result is a nice clean look, but sacrifices movie accuracy. Readily apparent is the new color scheme, which replaces the original's teal color blue with a strikingly brilliant orange. Seriously, this bright color combined with the white makes him look like an orange creamsicle. There are a couple of added decos in this mode that the original lacked, including a more pronounced National Guard logo, a slightly different Amp Energy logo, and the word Impala stamped on the front bumper. The car's panel lines are obviously visible, made worse by the fact that the plastic is molded in mostly orange and only the surface is painted white. Robot parts can be clearly seen on the underside, but as that's the case with most deluxe class car formers, it's by no means unacceptable. I'm giving Alt Mode a score of 7.5. Roadbuster's transformation isn't as fiddly as a lot of the Dark of the Moon Deluxes. It's a fun little conversion that doesn't try to be overly complicated. There are no real surprises here, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Transformation gets an 8. Roadbuster's robot mode keeps the movie aesthetic that we've all come to expect from the live-action films. Head sculpt is a little odd, being made to look as if he were wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses. It isn't too terrible, though. His hands are molded very well, with 4 discernible fingers and a thumb. The majority of the car forms his considerable backpack, shoulder weapon pods, and arms. His right hip sports a red Autobot symbol, looking much better than the silver or black versions usually used for movie figures. Decent proportions round out a nice robot mode, and I'm giving it a score of 8. Articulation is both good and bad. Legs are decent, though hindered slightly by his backpack. The arms sport several panels and pieces of kibble that keep them from moving the way they should. His head is on a ball joint, but the sculpt, especially the back of the head sculpt, gets in the way of the movement. Articulation score is a 7. Roadbuster has the same gimmick as the rest of the Dark of the Moon line, his mech tech weapon. He can hold the weapon in his hand, or it can be attached to his arm panels in robot mode. The weapon will also attach to the roof of the car in Alt mode. The weapon itself can change from a blaster to a chainsaw, but like most of the weapons that come with the Dark of the Moon Deluxes, it can't lock in place in its converted mode. It's too bad because that feature would have made it a much better gimmick. As is, the gimmick scores a 7. Overall, Roadbuster scores a 7.5. Both modes, while decent in their own right, have their flaws. Transformation is a highlight, but neither Articulation nor Gimmick are as good as they could be. Recommended. While Roadbuster is ultimately a good figure, he remains that. Good, not great. 2. The only differences between this figure and his original release are all cosmetic. So this is a case where if you already have the original Dark of the Moon Deluxe Roadbuster, you may want to skip the repaint. Unless, of course, you have a thing for orange creamsicles. Thanks for watching, and remember, please help control the GoBot population. Have your GoBot spayed or neutered today.